Hello everyone, UK Goosebumps here with another video. And today is going to be the first episode of a new series I'm going to be starting called The Guide to Goosebumps. Now, The Guide to Goosebumps is going to be a Goosebumps series that's going to be about everything Goosebumps. So any topics that need to be talked about in Goosebumps, any rare books, any all of the series, events that have happened in the past, lost media, everything I'll just be covering in these episodes. And it will also be kind of there'll be videos which are beginner's guides to people who want to get into Goosebumps and want to know what it is. And today's episode, the first one to start everything off, is going to be called About the Author. So I want to keep these close to maybe under 10 minutes long. So the first one might not be the longest, but this is going to be the first one. So we're just going to get into the flow of things. So, as many of you might know, R.L. Stine is the author of the famous Goosebumps series, which is renowned worldwide. But before he made the Goosebumps series, he actually made others. He used to write magazines for his school and for the local newspaper. And I remember one thing that I remember from him saying in interviews is his teachers used to say that he's not good at writing and that he'll never be able to become an author. And they said he just wasn't very good at it. And he said people were never encouraging him towards his writing career. But yeah, he was born in Columbus, Ohio in 1943. And he didn't come from a necessarily wealthy family. Back then, not many people probably were, because obviously just back then, it was difficult to get money and stuff. But yeah, he started his writing career making magazines and stuff. And he kept on making joke magazines and things like that up until the 80s, where he put his mark down as a horror writer by making his first ever horror novel called Blind Date, which is the first Fear Street book. So yeah, he made that, and that kind of set him down. And Fear Street was a pretty big hit. For him, it did really, really well. And then in 1992, which was a very memorable year for Goosebumps fans, that's the year when the first ever Goosebumps book, Welcome to Dead House, came out. I'll put a picture here. Now, they were first thinking of only doing a few books in this Goosebumps original series. That's what fans call it, the original series, and there's 62 books. And at first they were only thinking of doing around 15, and there were test books. So they just they pumped out 15 and they just left them. And they kind of didn't sell too well to begin with. But as they put out more, they sold out everywhere, and he started making lots and lots and lots of money. And they were really surprised. So they made all of this money out of this, and they put more books out. So they made 62 original series books. And that's what has come to know today as the original 62 Goosebumps books. And yeah, that's basically how Stine started off with Goosebumps. He would also do competitions in schools and such. And yeah, that's basically how he set his mark as one of the best children authors, one of the best children horrors authors of all time, in my opinion. And that's what he's renowned for. So this is just a basic summary about him. He's also done other series after that, such as Haunting Hour, and I think there's been a few other spin-off series as well. He has made some adult books as well. And yeah, he's done other horror novels, so he's a very horror centered guy. Most of his books are about that. But because he used to do jokey magazines and stuff, that reflects in his Goosebumps work, because there are jokes and stuff, and it's more light-hearted than some of the other stuff Fear Street, which is more 15-year-olds more than instead of Goosebumps, which is aimed for kids. But yeah, that's how R.L. Stine started off, and that's how Goosebumps started rising to the top. And now today he's sold, I think it's 400 million copies. It might be more now, but yeah, he's one of the biggest, I think the number one children's horror seller in the world. His books have been translated into 20 different languages or something insane like that. They sell more every year, and now he has done, I think, over over like 6 series of Goosebumps and over 200 books have been released. So yeah, that's just a basic summary about R.L. Stine, and he's meant to be a really nice guy as well. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this first episode. It might have been a little bit short, but this is just like a starter to see how things are going, you know? So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you, if there's any suggestions of what the next episode might be, I'll do a little bit more in depth on the original series. But yeah, if you're new to Goosebumps, definitely stick around for these episodes, because I'll be answering some questions and saying some stuff that will be really helpful if you want to get into it. So thank you everyone for watching, and have a nice night.